Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great. Welcome to this new video here on Solana. Needed to do an update because, well, the price action and in general the structure and the ideas behind Solana have changed drastically over the last, I would almost say last 24 hours. Because we've turned slightly bullish, and whereas last video I thought it was most likely that the bearish breakdown had been completed ahead of the FOMC, so that was on Tuesday. We bounced back up, and this support level right here at 142 was strong enough, and we actually front ran the 200 EMA even as support, and we managed to get back into range right here with quite a lot of volume as well in Tuesday evening and the Asian session on Wednesday. So Tuesday I said it was most likely we would drop down into 136. That was wrong, all right. Just to be completely transparent and honest with you, I mean the reaction and the strength we saw on especially the later part of Tuesday into tonight. I mean, after the FOMC last evening, we continued that bullish momentum. I have to say that, you know, we're in range, right? So technically, we're still waiting for the breakout. We're at the value area high right now, but if we're judging the entire market, and if we're analyzing the entire market, what we see right now is that, first of all, the stock markets, pre-markets, are actually quite bullish. Partially because of news, but also just in general, technically they seem to be breaking out. Then we have a huge amount of strength coming from Bitcoin, which, you know, this morning it seems to be liquidating some shorts. But in general, if you zoom out to the 4-hour time frame here, I think we have to assume that this is going higher. So that's obviously has a very high effect on Solana as well, which is correlated to Bitcoin for about 87.6%, which is one of the highest correlations in the entire crypto market to Bitcoin, which in this case obviously is good news, right? So therefore we're at the main resistance level of that range, like I said before. So technically I don't think it's most likely yet that we're going up for the next price target between 164 and 172, which is the top of this previous range right here. I think most of you already know about that range, but here you can see it. Value area high being around 168, so let's refer to that specific level as the target, even though the target is always a bit of a zone, of course. But that breakout is most likely right now, just because of the strength of the markets. And then we're also looking at Solana specifically, and you can see especially during this last Asian session we've had this morning. And also maybe part of the European session as well. We've seen the volume ramp up, right? And volume is one of the main things you need to break out. Volume was also one of the key reasons why I felt like we were about to break down, because we had a lack of volume and a lack of momentum. But that's quite high right now, which you can see down here, especially compared to the price action of the last week. So therefore, we have a chance to break out. We also have some leverage coming in. Open interest had a bit of a spike here, and that's also continuing up. Fundamentally, usually I start off with this, but now we have a bit of a different structure. Fundamentally, I'm not sure how well Solana is doing. I mean, well, DEX trading volumes are actually quite good as well still. We had a bit of a spike the 5th of May on Monday, but this is lagging. So that's pretty good as well. So I have to say, look, purely technically, the best way to go about this is just to keep price alerts at 142. To the downside, and to the upside, I'd say put a price alert at 153, 154, and it's waiting for one of those two levels to break. At this point of time, do I think it's most likely we're going to get that breakout right now? I'm not certain. There's a bit of lack of volume this morning compared to the Asian session, so maybe it's more likely that we will actually revisit some imbalances we've left. But I do think that the bullish breakout at this point of time is the more likely one. But I'll keep you updated on that, all right? It's for now, have a great day. Take care in these markets. It's very easy to succumb to FOMO, so try not to do that. But that's what I think you need to know for now. So thank you for watching. Take care, and bye.